There are two huge problems with the wheel strategy that not a lot of people want to address. And in today's video, not only are we going to cover those two massive risks of the wheel strategy, but also how to overcome them. Let's go. Yo, what's going on, premium chasers? I hope you're having an absolutely God blessed day. Just drop a comment down below in today's video and you're going to get the Deadly Sins of Option Sellers ebook, a must read if you're new or veteran, because at the outside looking in, the wheel strategy, Ark Options Strategy sounds all great. All the YouTubers are telling you it's passive income, but it comes with big risks and you need to be made aware of those. Okay, so drop a comment. I'll send you that ebook completely for free. And while you're down there, I would really appreciate if you hit like on that like button and that subscribe button. It really helps us reach more people. But today, guys, we're talking about the two biggest issues with the wheel strategy that I swear a lot of people just don't like to talk about. All right, now we need to be fully transparent here with this strategy because all strategy involves risk. That premium you're collecting from the wheel strategy, guys, right? It's not free money, right? It's not income. That premium, right, comes with a lot of strings attached that you need to be made aware of. Okay, so let's talk about it. So for this example, we're just going to use Oracle, right? Oracle obviously has been on a fairly big decline here. Let's pull up a chart here just on our Yahoo Finance, and you could see, you know, post revenue, you know, post earnings, right? We've had a pretty big steep drop here, right? We had a pretty steep drop here. We have dropped below our 200 and 300 day moving averages, and we have stayed there so far. And a lot of people, they're like, okay, now's the time to sell some puts, right? They'll go over to their options chain. They'll go to Trade Oracle Options. They'll click sell a put, right? They'll go out, let's just do our 31 days. And they're like, you know what? I'll just do something around the 20 delta, which gives us about a 20% chance of assignment. I like that. 80% chance of expiring worthless. Okay, this one's a 23. We'll just say 170s. We're collecting, about $370 of premium. All right, let's go type this into our cash secured put calculator, see what the full trade numbers look like. So $370. We're locking up $17,000, right? Okay, cool. I'm going to execute this trade and get a 2% return on my money. Obviously not financial advice. Results vary. These are just the numbers I'm seeing on my screen at the time of recording this video. And the way I'm getting that 2.18 is dividing the premium by the collateral. Okay, that's how I'm getting that. Now your $17,000, if you're unaware, will be locked up for that 30-day period because you may have to buy Oracle if it's trading at $170 at or near January 16th. And if you want all my calculators, trade logs, all this good stuff, just attend the Ark Options Strategy workshop down below. It's 90 minutes of training that takes the wheel strategy to the next level. And at the end, I give you this stuff completely for free to use. So good trade, bad trade, you got to make those decisions for yourself. Now, in my opinion, it's a great trade. In my opinion, that's a great trade. Why? Because when I look at the 6-month chart here, right, I'm looking at, hey, where has Oracle been in the past 6 months? Now, oftentimes I'll even go out a year. I'm a long-term, listen, guys, because I'm an option seller does not mean I'm not a long-term thinker. Now, when I look at over a year, like 6 months ago, we were at this level, but then before that, we were really kind of bouncing around. I mean, then before that, we were at 185 all the way January 2025, right? And then, but we dropped all the way down to, you know, especially in April when we saw that big drop down to 125. So you have to weigh that risk for yourself. But let me ask you a question. Where's the risk here? What's the risk here? Well, this one, I think it wouldn't be a bad trade in my personal opinion. Obviously not financial advice, not a financial advisor, no idea what I'm talking about. You'll lose money listening to me. But what about the people that were selling puts here when it was at 287? What about the people here selling puts at 270? What about here at 230 and here at 200? That's the biggest risk of what I'm about to share with you. Listen, we already know when you're running the wheel strategy, you should only focus on stocks that you believe in long term and you are bullish on long term and you don't mind holding. Okay. And it's really easy to make that kind of bull case, especially when stock is flying high, especially when look at this spike up to 329. People are all excited. They want to get into it. And you might have done everything right. You might have done everything right. You might have been like, you know what, Pete, look, I did the 260s, right? It was at 260 bottom Bollinger Band. I waited a month and I did like, let's say the 250s. I did 250 puts. It's at bottom Bollinger Band. And then I go out a month till the 11:30, right? And I did 250s and I just freaking bought Oracle at 250, right? When it's trading at 200. That happens. What do you want me to say to you? right? This is a reality of the situation. This can happen when you're in these kind of, it's hard to even say that Oracle's a risky stock because I don't consider it. I think this company is fantastic. I think the fundamentals are fantastic of the company, but it is extremely volatile. And when you get into these stocks that are paying these juiced up premiums, this is the reality. What about the person that is now stuck, right? And there's plenty. If you're comfortable enough in the comments, let us know a play that maybe went against you like this. You're now 11:30. Let's say you just did around that time frame. You did a 250 put when you're at the bottom Bollinger Band because you looked at the technicals. You're like, okay, I'll do it, right? And then here, where you signed at 200. That's the risk. How do we avoid this risk? How do we avoid this risk? One, as I've said many times on this channel, and those of you know me in the community and have watched, the weekly wheel watch list that I post on Sundays and stuff, is I have not been in this tech sector for a while. When stocks are flying like this, right? Well, not now, but this one's been on a big downtrend. I am patient in the sense of I'm waiting, right? Like, for example, me personally, even when I looked at Oracle here when it was at like 260, hit bottom Bollinger Band, you couldn't pay me enough a premium to take a 250 put. Why? Because I'm still so far above the 200 and 300 day moving averages. Now, the moving averages don't mean squat if the stock just continues to plummet down. But if I wait and I am patient and I see that now it dropped here, right? I'm below the 200 and 300 day moving averages, which are key averages. I have 6 months of data that we are above it, right? Sure, year to date, we were around these levels, so I would have to take that into consideration, right? Of course, it would be this would be a tough decision to make because, we were in that 150 range as well. All right, so I have to be very comfortable with that 170 put that I looked at, right? I may even go lower. I may go 165 if I must. But the key being, I want to be below the 200 and 300 day moving averages, right? If you did from when it was at 260 and you did a 250 put, I don't know why you would have done a 250 put. Like, what information is telling you? Like, where are you looking at? I mean, even if you look at right here where we had a nice bounce at that 220 level, right? Like, what would have made you do that? Right. So again, learning lessons, right? Like for me, that would be like the first red flag. But this is constant. I see this all the time on X. People just selling puts because the premiums are insane, right? When the stock is flying high. But remember, we're just selling insurance here, folks, right? We're just selling insurance. So we need the terms to be good for us, right? We need the terms to be good for us. With that said, that's why I say be patient. Have a decent sized watch list. Have some blue chip stuff in there. Have dividend kings, dividend aristocrats. Worst case, shit. Trade QQQ or SPY. Worst case, okay, you're stuck holding QQQ or SPY, right? So, in my opinion, most of that can be usually avoided if you look at key support levels. For me, that's usually going to be a 200 and 300 day moving average because I'm a long-term investor. And if I'm going to be stuck holding a stock long-term, which again is inevitable, I want it to be above the 200 and 300 day moving averages because usually most of the time we should recover back at least towards those levels, if not hitting all-time highs again. But now you stuck holding at 250 potentially. Listen, no Roland's going to save you at that point with that kind of steep drop. You're going to be paying a lot of money to get out of that position. Oftentimes the best bet is just take the assignment, a learning lesson, and then hope that it does recover, which I do believe Oracle will recover. I think that its AI investments, it will pay off in the future. It just might take a little bit of time for us to recover back to those levels. Who knows? It could happen in a day though. But let's talk about the second big one. All right, the second big risk, and we can use Oracle here as our example as well. Okay, because this is a big one. Okay, this is a big one, even though people don't think it's a big one, and it is selling a covered call. Listen, as much as we want to say, hey, like, I don't care if I get a sign on my covered call, I made a profit and I walk away. Okay, so let's look at the example here. All right, we'll take Oracle. Let's just say Oracle, you did a buy, right? What that means is that I went out there and just bought 100 shares of Oracle at 184. Well, let's just say 185 we'll do 180. 184 for simplicity, okay? You did 184 cover. You bought 100 shares. You're like, I don't even want to do a put. I just want to buy 100 shares of Oracle because I think this is a steal. Okay, down over 16% in the past week. Want to just go out and buy 100 shares. And then what you could do is sell a covered call. Your plan was to buy 100 shares and then sell a call. So let's go to sell call. And again, we'll go out 31 days. Okay. Now you're looking here, you're like, I bought it at 184, 100 shares. You know what? I'm going to do the 190s. I just want to get in and out. All right. Because the premium's also juicy. Let's open this up. 45 delta, about a 50-50. You don't really care, right? You're just like, I just want to get in and out of this thing and collect as much possible premium as I humanly possibly can. So you're collecting $740 of premium. Let's toss this into our covered call calculator now. Again, go attend the Ark Options workshop. First link in the description. You'll get all my calculators here. And now we have to, let's go back here. Our strike of the option is 190. You're saying you're going to sell it for. Your purchase strike price, we said you bought your 100 shares at a cost basis of, let's say, $184, right? Your premium return is 4% return. Oh, that's insane. What does that mean? So $740 divided by $18,400, right? That's how you're getting the 4.02. Your profit on the shares, if you end up selling them at 190, will be $600 for a total profit of $1,300, right? In about a month, if you end up selling them. Now, if you don't know what a covered call is, basically, I'm putting my shares on the line, I'm saying I'm willing to sell my shares at a certain price and on a certain date. Now, let's say I close on the 16th, Oracle's trading at like 189, anything below 190, 185, it's going sideways, it dropped to 170, whatever, right? Well, you're not selling your shares, obviously. Your shares are returned back to you and you could run the play again for the following month, okay? But the second thing that can actually happen here is that let's say that it shoots above 190, all right? And this is big. This is big. It can shoot above 190. It can shoot 195, 200, above those levels, and you're missing out on all of those gains. Now, you might not think it's a lot. You might not think because you're like, yo, I just want to lock in those gains. But those gains, guys, like if we look, let's say Oracle, remember, you're going out 30 days. That's a long time. That's a long time. Look at what happened with Oracle in just 30 days from 217. Even we'll say roughly about a month ago. It's at 220. It was a month ago. It was 220. Now it's at 185. You're saying that you're willing to sell them. So I'll go to my 220 and let's just say it recovers back to 220. Look at that. Look at the massive profit on your shares that you would have missed out on. If it actually recovers back to 220 where it was just a month ago, right? What's the play here? What's the right or wrong? Well, usually what I'll tell people is like, go further out on your contracts, okay? That's the first and foremost thing. Because I know we want to squeeze as much juice out of these as possible, but when you're doing a covered call, it's not about just the premium, not about this ROI on collateral or your premium return. No. What you need to make sure is the profit on the shares. You want to make sure you're getting a good profit on the shares because when you sell that cash or put or a covered call, just assume it's actually happening. And this, in my opinion, it may look good on paper, but you could potentially be missing out on a ton of gains. So when I'm going up here, right, I'm not looking for a 4% return on my collateral. I'm looking for, honestly, 2% return on my collateral is perfectly fine. So even if I go to 200s, let's do 200s, I'm collecting $420. Let's see what that math comes out to. So I'm collecting 200, right? And I have a premium return of, that's already going to be always a 4.02% because obviously that's based on that. But I'm still collecting a nice profit on my actual shares. Usually, I'm going to say this kind of as a rule of thumb, but it's not always the case. On my covered call within a 30-day period, I like to have my total return with the profit that I could be collecting as well as the premium that I'm collecting on this. I want it to be like above 10%. Like honestly, as above it as possible. Within reason, within still maintaining a good, good delta and stuff. So for this one, 12.72, that's where I'm going to start considering it. But even when I open this position up, I have a 30 delta. There's still a decent amount of chance. There's a 30% chance, 70% chance of not. Now, it depends on your thesis and your cost basis for the shares. If you're really, really bullish on this thing and you would be really upset selling your shares, just go up further. Take less premium. It's like honestly fine. Like genuinely take less premium. Okay, actually we didn't even put the premium. Hold on, 420. I don't think I put the 420 here. Let's put 420. That's what I was missing. 420, right? You're getting a 2.28, but it's okay to drop lower. Let's just even drop lower. It doesn't even matter, right? Drop lower because that profit on your shares is going to make up for it. Look, it's a 10.98, right? But if I do, let's say the 210s, right? And then I'm also collecting, that's a 20% delta on that. So that's a good, in my opinion, it's a good spot. Obviously go do your own research. That's a 210 and I'm collecting 233 of premium on this. So 233, look, I'm getting only a 1.27% return on my collateral here on the 184. But look at, I've now jumped from $1,600 of profit to $2,600 of profit for a total return of 15%, even though my ROI on collateral is lower. What? Like, that's why I'm okay. I always say I'm okay selling my shares because the appreciation profit. That is where you make so much more, appreciation profit, right? So you want to make sure you're not just getting some scraps and the stock takes off on you. Yes, you can roll. Yes, you could do those things. But honestly, I don't even like kicking cans down the road like that. I want to lock in that way I can get my money back. So what's like the sweet spot for this? Well, number one, I just showed you. I want to be above 10 as best as I can. I'm not so much worried at getting about like 2 to 3% ROI on my collateral a month, especially on a stock that has dropped like this, that I believe is going to have a bounce off its bottom Bollinger Band, right? Because if history repeats itself, we usually do see a nice bounce of our Bollinger Band. So what am I going to look at? Well, I'm going to look at recent all-time highs, right? Just a week ago, it was at 220. If I go to the 220s on the chain, that might not be really feasible for me to do this one. This one might not really scratch that itch for me, right? It's only about a 12 delta, and I'm only collecting 142 bucks, which to me doesn't really put my shares to work as much. So sometimes I got to compromise. Sometimes I got to compromise and be like, okay, well, let's just get above the key moving averages and let's do like a 210. All right, split the difference. I'll get the 210. I get an insane return if I end up selling my shares, and I'm going to be happy. Right? And that's how I think through my covered calls. I'm not necessarily just going out there looking always at, hey, what's my premium return? I'm really paying attention to that appreciation profit because that number is so important. Guys, if you want all of my calculators here, they are all completely for free. Just attend the Ark Options Strategy workshop. That'll be the first link down below. 90 minutes with me talking about this full strategy, perfect for you if you're just a beginner or you want to start taking the wheel strategy a little bit more seriously and get this set up and running for yourself. I believe this is the perfect strategy for those of you that can dedicate, 30 to 60 minutes a week of your time and don't want to be staring at charts all day and being a day trader. Click that first link in the description of today's video, and at the end of it, I give you all of my trade logs as well as my premium calculators. Click that first link in the description of today's video, guys. Remember, sell options, collect premiums, repeat. I'll see y'all tomorrow.